Okay, we are live. So, what up? It's your boy Liby on Monitown platform, and welcome to another edition of Contrast Podcast. Today, we'll be just addressing real, we'll be having a real conversation, okay? And touching on some light heart things and 237, the biggie. Today, we have to address like hypocrisy in the industry, rage culture, because I think this is something we should give a name to outrage culture. Yeah, we should give a name to this thing because these things is like a wave that comes once in a while, and when that waves come around, so many artists see that as a strategy to have a good PR stunt, to have a good to say something positive about that moment in time for good PR, to have a good thing stamp around their name that they were around during a time of problem, or they voice their opinion during a time of certain scenarios when
They
yeah
spoke out.
yeah, we all know these guys just attach themselves to that problem because at that moment in time that was what was trending, and it was an outrage culture. Hi DJ Jobs, what's up? That's why I said
Hi.
let's call it outrage culture because uh yeah, before we dive into it, because we are going to talk about a lot today, and you guys in the comment section, if you have any questions for us, me or Ita, you guys can ask. Okay, ask me or you ask her. Yeah, that's why we are here. Okay, boss lady, good day. That's what DJ is actually saying.
Good day, DJ Jobs.
Yeah, so yeah, so today's episode we are going to go the regular way, the way we always do it. um Life update. So Ita, what's up? How have your day been and how's the week been?
Nothing much. So I'm just getting a message from the ambassador, and he's saying trying to join network acting up. So
Alright.
hopefully it's something that okay, he wants to change location. Okay, hopefully he sorts that out and joins us.
Alright.
Okay. So I don't know what's been happening. Like honestly, my life is not exciting. Honestly, like behind the scenes, I don't have an exciting life. So whenever I have this update, I always say the same thing, just walking on behind the scenes. So it's the same. Like right now, I've started this before the spotlight thing. I started being consistent with that on Jakarta TV. So I'm doing a lot of research in that direction, writing scripts in that direction, editing videos in that direction, editing thumbnails in that direction. So there's a lot of that going on. Then I'm also trying to round up with the studio space for Jakarta TV. We're trying to get some things in place. We have echo issues, so we need to look for a solution for that. So we're trying to work on that. And if you're listening and you know any sound technician, somebody who can handle echo in a room, please get in touch with Jakarta TV at gmail.com. Yeah, so we're trying to work on that. And then what else? Yeah, so it's just a lot of behind the scenes things that I'm doing. There's nothing exciting happening over here, just like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, on my end, I was having an amazing week until I went to Facebook. So that's just it. I was having an amazing week.
Yesterday was traumatizing.
Laughing at Fish and Patience drama, how Fish was told to ask Patience out in front of everybody.
When he was told to, like he didn't want to, he was told to.
Yeah, I think it was a game or I don't know. And they said, I don't know. Have you been watching Wild 'N Out?
No.
Yeah, Wild 'N Out is a show hosted by Nick Cannon that we have games that they play there. And I think these guys were trying to copy that from Wild 'N Out, that a girl would sit down and guys would go up to her and try to ask her out. DJ Job saying, never seen my birthday cake. Ethan, I bet you didn't know it was my birthday.
There'll be birthday cake. I knew. You sent it to a group. I knew.
Okay. And Ethan, wish me happy birthday.
I wish you happy birthday, Delibi. I can bring screenshots over here.
Where?
I'll bring screenshots.
Where? I did not see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I wish happy birthday with an emoji. Like it was really big happy birthday. It was like emoji of a dog blowing a trumpet and saying happy birthday. Just scroll up the messages on the group.
Hi.
I'm telling you, it was big happy birthday that I wished.
when I say I'm my own happy birthday, I receive my emoji. Well,
The emoji, no.
emoji. Okay, we'll address that one another day.
Emoji.
Okay, so yeah, I was having an amazing week because it was my birthday week, and yeah,
Mhm.
just receiving the positive energy, the vibe. I never knew this much people paid attention to my life.
Mm.
Yeah, I was
You don't know
surprised.
you're a celebrity, and you're like,
Uh,
this.
I know. I just think these things come in waves and they have time periods. It just have times that it comes up, like a birthday. Even
Why?
just yeah, yeah. I just think guys would just show up just to say, I don't know, it's a birthday, so everybody say other things. But I never knew the amount of the reach was that far, and the amount of people who
Mhm.
actually paid attention to me, who actually know me, who actually give two damns about me. I never knew.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. Man, tonton,
Yeah.
man, tonton, famous more.
It's a good surprise, yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice to feel loved and
yeah,
known.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was overwhelming. Yeah, so
Okay.
I went to Facebook. Was it the day before yesterday or yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Okay, yeah, it was yesterday. I was just like, this is one of the reasons why I don't frequent Facebook and Instagram, because I avoid such images and such videos and such things, or this kind of posts, because these kind of things fuck you up emotionally, mentally, and it just destroy your mood, your view of life, and certain people, and it makes you release unhealthy emotions. Emotions that can be unhealthy for you and maybe the people that surround you, or maybe some innocent bystanders that may fit the criteria of somebody who actually influence that emotion out of you. You know, I always try to avoid social media and focus on, okay, if I'm happy, I made it. If I'm sad, I made it. Or just control the narrative on what I consume, what I get access to, not just to scroll on the internet and get bombarded with it. So I try my best to control what gets to me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that got to me, and yeah. So when that happened, yeah, I just couldn't get away from it. Then I saw so many artists started posting it. Guys who
Mm-hmm.
guys who I feel like this is one part of a problem that has been happening for so long, and they have decided intentionally to stay away from it. But when it also happened one time when those kids were killed in schools in Kumba, it was Kumba, right? It happened at one
Mm-hmm.
time, and that outrage culture started again. And I saw the same group of people came, they posted it. When that moment passed, they stopped talking about it. They move on with their lives and they try doing things which were they supposed to do. So this thing has happened again with another kid in Boya. That outrage culture has started again, and these same guys have come in again just to make a Facebook post and capitalize off that hype and get these retweets from people like 237 Showbiz. J Martin promotes that this guy said this about the situation, this guy said this about the situation. They just get that moment of, feed off that moment of fame. I don't know if this that outrage moment, to get themselves out there. Like, it's PR. That's like good PR. You know, they use it, and I was annoyed. Like, I got pissed off. You know, I was like,
But my thought process is right. Wait, are you done yet? You can finish it and everything.
no, you can. Then I'll
Okay.
say why I got angry.
Okay. Yeah. So my thought process is, if this artists don't say anything, people will complain that they didn't say anything. But if they do say anything, people will say it's because of publicity, PR.
Mm,
I feel that these artists, at the end of the day, they are normal human beings like you and I.
mm,
they are normal human beings like everybody, and they feel stuff. The same way regular people were posting on their statues. I don't feel comfortable using the term regular because who's regular was irregular. Like, yeah, the same way everyday people were posting on their statues, like everywhere, like going through your statues on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere. Friends who were putting posts of the child, like everybody was on it. So these artists, they have the right to be part of this conversation. So I don't have any issue with these artists joining in and being part of the conversation. For myself, it's really me. I cannot really talk about this because, firstly, there are 2 times when I have really felt the need to be vocal about this crisis and talk. And those 2 times have been that massacre in Kumba. I'll not say just those 2 times. Like every time there's a massacre and every time there's this kind of tragic loss, it really reminds me of the gravity of the situation that's going on in the southwest and northwest region of Cameroon. It reminds me of that. And honestly, that is for majority of the individuals who are not based in those regions. Life goes on until something really tragic happens. So it's not just these celebrities. So like I have an issue like putting these celebrities on blast for that because like majority of individuals here in Yaoundé, Douala, other parts of regions of Cameroon who are not there, even out of the country, diaspora, everybody goes about their life. Everybody is doing their thing. Until something really tragic happens, then you see the outrage on social media. So it's not just the celebrities. These celebrities are just like everyday human beings who feel stuff. And when something tragic happens, they feel the need to talk. But where I saw that there was a flaw was this guy, somebody, he made this post where he was talking about artists having like saying a catchy thing about what happened yesterday, then putting a link to their YouTube video saying go check out my YouTube video. Then I feel like that was too far. Like
even
you cannot do that.
Ambe had a song with Sandrine Ananga and all those guys started reposting that, so they started using this scenario now to promote the song. Dex really was there. Sandrine Ananga was on the song, Ambe was on the song. Like it's a song that I think they did it in May or August. The song never had a lot of views, and when this thing happened, they felt like this is a moment for them to promote the song with the hype, with this wave, you know. Your song made me angry, and the next thing was, I know these guys are all human beings and that feel things like this. The reason I was annoyed wasn't that these guys are posting about it now. Okay, DJ Jabjo says Stanley post was just full of nothing sensible. Okay, so what I'm talking about is these guys were supposed to have, if you knew that your voice had you had an opinion on this whole scenario, okay? That's why I did a video and called so many names and said they should take down the post that I made about this kid. And I said guys like Malox and Longe can leave their post up because these guys wanted to start a movement concerning this thing a year ago. Malox even designed things, t-shirts. I know those artists at that time, they woke up and made uniforms and school uniforms when those kids were killed. When that moment died, everybody moved away. But Malos came back to that thing and was still talking about Chris. He knew that thing happened because of a bigger situation, and that was the Anglophone crisis, the conflict between the military and the other guys. Malox knew that was the problem, and that thing was just one scenario in all those things that happened and all those things that follow it. So Malox wanted to start a movement on that thing, and they started calling him hypocrite, imbecile. So that was why Malox fell back from it, you know. But most of these guys just came in and used that trend of every celebrity is sewing primary school uniform because those kids were killed at that moment, and they just lived that moment. And when that whole trend was over, they moved away from it. And when that scenario concerning this crisis comes up, when any of them are involved, they try to deflect from the question, and they try to get away from that whole conversation. So my point
You know,
is,
like, yeah.
if they keep escaping the conversation and keep escaping all those things, they don't know that it is preventing actions that needed to be taken to prevent this kind of thing from happening. If they had something like that, a movement and a solution, a movement like that would have put things in place or an action. If they really know celebrities voice have power or impact or can influence the influence the economic state of a country, if they make it in such a way that they can use their fame maybe to generate wealth for the government or to generate certain things, like use that to address the situation which we all know is happening. We all know, it's just that we choose not to talk about it. That's the funny thing. We pick and choose when to address it, and we choose to address it when it has some sort of movement behind it at the moment. These things are happening. Okay, one question I wanted to ask is, okay, yes, when those kids were killed in Kumba and they were killed still by the military, this thing caused an outrage. This kid has been killed by the police, that's caused an outrage. How many times have Cameroon blogs posted that these guys called the Amber guys have killed children, killed families, or kidnapped people and asked for ransom? But nobody will strike about it, nobody will have an outrage, nobody will do anything about it. No, there will be no outrage. Like, both sides are fucking up. The military is messing up, the Amber guys are messing up, both sides are messing up. But these guys pick and choose moments where the community has decided to say, you know what, this thing this thing will cause an outrage, or this thing is unacceptable. Then you see the celebrities jumping up. They are not the ones who bring up this problem, these scenarios, who address this problem. It's a situation that will cause this outrage, that will make the public to bring their problem to the public space, like on social media, and make it viral. Then these guys will jump onto that trend. That was my whole problem with this thing. That was why I was annoyed, or that's why I said these guys should stop being hypocrites or using this thing for PR. The simple example I used was Jovi and that orange thing. He opened the floodgates for that conversation to be had, and when he saw guys trying to have that conversation, he backtracked and deflected away from the conversation.
Yeah, but now the thing is, right? Honestly, my thing is, through using this for PR stunt or whatever, jumping on the hype, I don't think that's the way you should go, because I feel that's the issue with a lot of movements, even international movements. We have a lot of people just jumping on the trend and pasting black box on Instagram and using certain hashtag and going to the streets just to take pictures and use the hashtag and all that kind of thing. So we have all that happening. But now my thing is to look from the perspective of the celebrities who have a diverse range of fans, right? They have both the English-speaking fans and the French-speaking fans, and then you as a celebrity, you're put as you're playing the role of a middleman, and you don't want to tread on ground which will lead to division. You instead want to tread on ground which will lead to more unity. Now, what happens with situations like this? Concerning who is wrong, the government or the boys or whatever, it's a lot of division there. People have their different points of view. People have their different takes on the matter. But when tragedies like this happen, all of us can all admit, the other you're supporting the boys, you're supporting the military, you're neutral, all of us can all agree that this is wrong, this is tragic, this is a terrible situation. And in those kind of situations, I see that these celebrities feel safe to be vocal about it. With the other situations, you don't want to be called a black leg, or you don't want to be called a supporter of terrorists. Like, you don't want to have those names with whatever point of view you have. But in situations where all of us can agree that this is terrible, then they can be vocal about it. Now, I understand that talking like this is definitely me thinking in the perspective of PR, what is good for your brand. But I also understand that there are situations when you don't it is more than your brand, it is a humanity thing. It is a thing that you have to talk for humanity's sake. You have to do what is right at the end of the day. But then, like I will say again, these celebrities are normal human beings. Just as everybody will be afraid to go to the police station, I have relatives in the southwest and northwest region. A lot of people call their relatives, their friends, and tell them that Mama, just be neutral, oh, don't say anything in this matter. People, diaspora people from out of the country call their people and tell them. Anybody who has somebody there will advise them that, Mama, don't put your mouth in this thing. Oh, when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that suffers. That is the stand that a lot of people have taken in these regions. Because we have heard of stories of people who have either been vocal against the boys, and then when the boys come to attack you in the night, the police people don't do anything, and you lose your life, and your family loses their life. We have heard of people who have been vocal against the police, and then they have also lost their life, either mysterious means poisoning or stuff like that. We hear all these stories. So people tell their loved ones, be neutral. These celebrities also have loved ones who have probably told them that being neutral in this matter, you don't want to lose their life. So at the end of the day, we should also look at these celebrities like our loved ones and like family members.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they should not take a stand, because I feel like in humanity too, we also need these martyrs who can speak up and say stuff, and even if they end up in prison and stuff, they are ready to do all that. But it's not everybody that is ready to do that. And I feel like if we are asking celebrities to go down that road, we should also look at ourselves and be like, is it fair? We will be willing to do that. Are we all willing to lose our, because it's a matter of you losing your life if you say if you have a certain stance which a certain party does not like. And at the end of the day, you realize that your point of view does not even really matter, because the real people behind this, they are not really fighting for the good of everybody. Everybody's fighting for their
interest,
personal
like I said
gain.
I said it on the view that both parties are selfish.
Yes, you end up losing your life for nothing. So that's why people advise their loved ones, do not put your mouth there. So these celebrities, if I care about any of these celebrities, I would say, like, man, don't make like any your life for something that you don't even, is not even worth it. But a child losing their life is definitely what people talking about. So that's my take about this matter. Yeah. So at the end of the day, PR definitely, if you're speaking up because of PR thing, definitely that's not the way to go. If you're using this platform
let me
as
ask.
a way to advertise your song, definitely that's the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many times have we had an outrage like this? Okay, let's just say since this thing started in 2016 to now, how many times have we had? On count, I cannot count how many times, right?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Okay, so among all those times that we know, how many times have we spoke out against when those other side, those boys do something wrong? I see those things circulating on people's personal WhatsApps and all the rest, or on people's personal status, but they don't put it public. Why is it only when it has to do with the military or the government that these guys talk about? I've seen those guys kill families, children.
Liby, should I answer your question?
Yeah.
The military is logical. The military, sometimes when they want to make decisions, they know that if they go too hard, they have people who they are accountable to. People can like rally for the UNO, like they have all these international bodies that they can. I remember, anyway, I'm not going to that. Yes, but they have these people who they are accountable to. The military, at the end of the day, there are people who can be reasoned with sometimes. But the honest truth is that most of those boys are on drugs. They are not in their right mind. So you cannot have a rational kind of point of view against them. It is more scary to talk about them than to talk about the military. That is just the honest truth. And that's what the people on the ground know. That you can make like these videos that you are seeing people fighting the military. You can do that because at the end of the day, like when this whole thing happened, you see the government has even put out a statement condemning what the man did and saying if they are trying to launch an investigation and blah 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 and whatever, then when these things happen, you see like the governor or something will pay a visit to the family. Like the government tries to at least do some kind of we are trying to act right kind of way. Like they try to put out that cover, but these boys don't care about any of that. They do not care. So like it's like choosing it, like for example, like if you say how can I say it? Let me say a dog can bite, a lion can bite. But you can know that, okay, at least I can tame a dog. It's a high probability I can tame a dog, then I can tame a lion. So it's easier for me to speak against a dog than to speak against a lion. So that is I feel like that's the mindset a little more on ground zero. Yeah, so from outside, you can feel like, oh, this was the same. Talk about the no. The boys are more ruthless. We see the videos. We know what is happening on ground, and we know how like if the military wants to kill you or wants to do something to you, they will lock you up or they'll avoid videos being shown or some kind of things. We have seen the videos of what the boys do. And it is so scary, so heartbreaking, and you don't want your family member or anybody to be entangled.
Okay, understand this. The reason I'm talking about this is if you're impartial, okay, those guys they attack you. What I'm saying is these guys, their policy based on what those guys who govern them, those guys who support them, those guys who fund and finance them, based on what they say these guys are for the people and they work for the people and they do all these things for the people. Don't you think it's the people whom they have to answer to?
Yeah, they'll be, but I feel like that they just say. And honestly, like me myself, been talking, right? I feel so type of way been talking about this because like for long, family members and everybody tell you be quiet about this stuff because it's not safe to be vocal, especially like you can be vocal and talk about the government all you want, but when it goes concerns those boys, it's like a different matter. And we have seen and we know the stories of I was talking to somebody the other day and I was telling them that you see, like when people pick up guns to fight against their enemies and those enemies run away, they are already used to those guns. And then they are left with their family and their people, their own brothers and sisters in the house. They will not keep down those guns because they are already used to what they do with those guns. So that's what's happening now. So it's like a fight for the people, but then you see a lot of situations where the people you're fighting for get the painful repercussions of whatever your fight is. And with the military, for as long as I know, people have been speaking against the government, who have been very vocal against the government. And it's true, some people maybe they have been imprisoned or maybe some people have lost their life. But the everyday man who just sits in his bar and is talking against the government, you don't really see the government weighing down on them that much. But that's not the case with those boys. That's not the case.
My whole thing is, if we want to address this situation, we should address it on both sides. We should address what the problem actually is and what is actually happening. We shouldn't pick and choose when we feel like it's convenient to address it.
That's true. That is so true. Because honestly, the brave thing to do, the courageous thing to do will be to address when those boys do something wrong, address when those the military do something wrong. But so far, the people who feel comfortable enough to do that is diaspora, people who are out of the country. Because even if they don't target you, they will target your family, and you don't want your family to be in that situation. So at the end of the day, the courageous thing to do, yes, is to address those both sides. But then you also have to start thinking of you're not only putting yourself in danger, you're putting your loved ones in danger. Are you willing to do that? If we are asking Stanley Eno or somebody to speak up, and probably he has people, relatives in Manfe, relatives in Boya, are you saying that Stanley should speak up and even things happen to those people, he should not care, he should speak up? So I don't think with a pure conscience, I can ask any of them to do that. If any of them are willing to do that, I will praise them and say, you are a brave Mataya, you are the awesome person. I will praise them and say, yes, you are the real person. But me, with a pure conscience, I'm not asking any of them to do that because they are risking their life, they are risking their family. I'm not asking any of them to do that. It's too much to ask somebody.
Yeah, DJ Jab said the military made those boys what they are today.
That's the fact. Bona boy, we are the monsters you made. It's just the fact. But they have become the monsters and we have to live with it. That's just it. That's just the reality on the ground. We have to live with it and we have to see how we can survive with that. It's just the reality. Honestly, the whole day of yesterday, it was like it was like crazy. It was crazy. And so when you watch some of the videos, which I have not even done because I've not yet had the courage. The same thing with the George Floyd video. When that whole thing happened to George Floyd, for a long time I could not gather the courage to watch that video. After some time that I could even
to be honest, I haven't watched it.
That video.
To be honest, I saw a glimpse of the video of the child and I was turned off and I was just broken. Like when I always see cops shooting black guys this way, it also affects me. It makes me paranoid. It triggers this kind of emotions in me, like evil emotions in me, like it means all this means, is this how every white guy sees me, or is this how every police sees me, or is this how it wakes up so paranoia in you, it wakes up certain dark feelings in you. So the best way, that was why I said the best thing to do was avoid spending so much time on social media, because when you're there all the time you come across those kind of things all the time on different places, like in different parts of the world, in different countries and all these things, so you see it. So
facts.
and it influence your mental state, like mental health, and so when I stumbled upon this one, I was just like, okay, this thing is actually happening. We all know where this thing started. Like, there's one messed up thing with this country. Even before this whole Amber thing started and the rest, the military has always been piece of shit. When it went to the bees and all the rest, those guys believe that they had the backing of the state and they have those guns, they have authority, they can do anything they want to the people they are bound to protect. Like I said, this whole thing that it started with, in those days, it started with taxi men. When taxi men were the most lucrative way for those guys to make money in those days, they always antagonize those guys, and extort them, So nowadays the thing is shifting. Like, they don't have a specific target audience that they'll just say, okay, we are targeting these guys for money. They just need to see when they're in that uniform, they find the least opportunity to squeeze money out of anybody. And it was greed that caused that girl to die, that kid to die. And that's what most military men carry around when they have police. Not military is something else. It's because of, let me just say, military men don't patrol, like do home checks and all these things. When you see military around, the military is around because of this scenario happening now, because of those boys and the rest, and the government have input the military there. When this thing got to this point, because of the government, it got to this point, the government caused this thing, and it gave room for those people who support these boys to come in and stop foiling in. Like, this whole thing, you see where it started, you see where this guy is going wrong, and you see where this guy is going wrong, and you see where if this guy never pushed it so far, he won't have gotten to this situation. You see where this other guy, and the thing is, when you point this thing out, you say, okay, no, you went too far. Okay, if this is what you're actually fighting for, don't you see that what you're doing contradicts what you're actually trying to fight for, and preventing the government from doing another thing? It's like we are talking on both sides. So it goes now to this stage when the ambassador and I we had that conversation the last time, when I was saying policemen were being beaten by young guys who were being aggressed by them because of monetary gain, and those guys just approach you for monetary gain, and these guys beat them up. And the ambassador asked me, Okay, these guys are the guys with a gun. When you start fighting with them and they shoot you, you'll be the one to lose your life. And the reason why, at the end of that thing, I still said I felt good when those guys were being beaten was because now for this case, for this kid, nobody fought him, nobody did anything, nobody antagonized him. He shot. Why? He wanted to inflict pain because he felt like those guys were going away with the money which he thought was his, money he's supposed to have. So now, do you think these guys shouldn't still beat these guys up? Because even if you beat them up or not, if they want to shoot you, they will.
So for me, I always have an issue with fighting fire for fire because I feel like that's the reason why we are here now. Because some people feel like, oh, these people have guns, let's pick up our own guns. And now it has escalated to what it is. It's because people decide to fight fire for fire. So I always have an issue with that. At the foundational stages, even when this crisis started, we have heard of stories in Rwanda, in Sudan, about things escalating like this, but we have never really seen it in our own backyard. It was just a far-fetched story. And now we are seeing really crazy things happen in our own backyard because people decided to fight fire for fire. So right now we might not be seeing the big disadvantage of people getting up to fight police people and boxing, but I think down the line we're going to see, because I feel it only escalates. It only escalates. Because what happens when police people decide that, okay, we want to also retaliate, people feel like you have power, want to also retaliate, then like these things only escalate because at the end of the day, you're dealing with human beings with ego.
Yeah.
Human beings with ego who are not willing to back down, who are not willing to be submissive. Nobody is willing to be challenged. Nobody is willing to be defeated. And once all these things are involved, like history has shown that it never has a happy ending. We are living it. That's what we are living in these two regions of Cameroon. It is not a happy ending. So I will never be the one to say no. He's beating you. People are beating you. People should fight fire. It's not the way to go, I don't think.
I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying that that's what should be happening. I'm saying if in case it got to that situation and somebody actually did it or beat up a policeman, I won't blame him because that was what I was saying. I don't blame that person for taking that action. But
okay,
you cannot instigate. You cannot instigate them that that's the right way to go. But if it happens, I don't blame you for doing it.
Now, for me, like honestly, I am not. This is not in any way trying to justify what that policeman did, because I think it's insane that you feel that it should be a reason to fire your gun.
Yeah, that's why I say these guys feel like they have authority to do everything. Like they feel like,
Yes, and there were passengers in the car. It's insane that you feel that is the way to go. Now, on the other hand, that man who decided to run away from the police, there is some blame. He has some blame in this matter. It might be a 5% blame, it might be a 10% blame. I want to use the same situation to relate it to if these civilians who have decided to start fighting with the police, if the policeman decides to remove their weapon and it doesn't hit them, it's an innocent civilian that gets shot. These things escalate. Like these things, especially with people who have guns and they can lose their mind and decide to fire. Look at the way when these people are fighting with police people, the crowd that is there. If this policeman takes his weapon and fires it and misses his aim, an innocent civilian is shot down, that policeman does not own 100% of the blame. That civilian who decided to fight too, knowing the consequences, the way it can escalate, also owns part of the blame.
Yeah, I'm reading DJ Job's comment. He said, "Boss lady, if the boys did not pick up guns, it would be what? It would be waste because now the military knows they can be killed too." I
The
don't
military
think.
knows they can be killed too. Civilians too are killed too.
I don't.
Everybody is
DJ
killed.
Jazz, I don't think
Everybody
that's
can
a
be killed.
logical way to view it. I don't.
I'm just telling you, like honestly, these things. I remember I was having this conversation with somebody, and they were just talking about how, like, I was asking, like, will you ever pick up a gun? And the person was like, you know what? I can sit here on my high horse because nothing has happened to me personally in my life.
Yeah,
None of
normally.
my family members have been killed, and say, oh no, I'll never. Oh no, this is like criticizing people. Wait until you're personally affected. Your person is killed by
Yeah.
somebody. Then you realize the disadvantages of this picking up weapons. You get to really see it personally. You will feel it in your body. Wait until your family members have been driven away from their homes, lost their jobs, not because of the police, but because of these boys. Then you will see the effects. It's easy for you to sit and, because it's not happening to you personally, start the advantage, like, wait until it affects you personally or somebody close to you. Then you start seeing the disadvantage of all of these things.
I don't know if I told you, like, 2 months ago, I told you guys my uncle was shot by those guys in his house, right? They came to his house and shot him and killed him. For what? I don't know. Because of ego, because of these guys want to. They I just feel like when people have power, when you give people power, when they taste power, that's one of the things that drive most of these dictators, drive most of these people. Power is a drug. When you taste it, you want to have more of it, and I believe that's what these boys are tasting. They felt power, how to control, how to have support, how to control a certain narrative. They are drunk over it. And to be very honest, some of them don't want this thing to stop, because when it stops, they lose that control they have. Some of them don't want this thing to stop.
For me, it's just like a reminder to all of us. If I have to get any lesson from what's happening now to apply personally, it's just a reminder to all of us that we all have the potentials of going out of order. We have the potentials of going to extremes, because some of these boys, it's family, it's friends, it's neighbors who you have known in the neighborhood, and if maybe 10 years ago you knew them and somebody told you that they would have become what they would have done some of the things that they are doing now, you will never have believed it. There's no way you can believe it. There's no way you can even believe that they could go to that extreme. You feel, no, it's impossible. It cannot happen. Like, no, this person, no, this boy, I know him, he cannot, like, but
yeah, DJ Jab said his cousin also was killed and his house burnt.
Yeah.
So we have lost somebody through
exactly.
that.
It's just a whole sad situation that you're like, you don't even know, like, sitting and thinking about, reflecting about the situation, you don't even know where the solution is coming from or how the solution will happen. You don't even know. It's things like this that you just have to, I hope for a higher power than us all to find a solution that we don't even know of. Because honestly, the other side is not willing to hear from, those boys are not willing to hear from the government anymore. I don't think there's anything the government can say that will stop this. I don't think there's anything, honestly. I don't think even if they initially is like separating, we want about it, I don't even think even if that is given,
I know this thing for a fact.
Even
if the separation is given, this thing won't still stop. Because first of all,
yes,
for what we all know, the Northwest and Southwest also have an internal feud between themselves. So even if they separate the Anglophones from the Francophones, you will still have another thing in that country. You will still have it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's just something that history tells us, and humanity, we keep on repeating it over and over again. We always, we see it even right from the time of Hitler. We see it with even the South and North Sudan. We see it in Rwanda. It's the very thing in this Chimamanda's book where she was talking about, is it how do you call this war? This Nigerian war. Biafra. Yes. We see it even in that situation where people think that the solution to a problem is division. The solution to a problem is fire for fire. When people feel that way, we see the thing escalate, we see innocent lives being lost. And then even when that solution that the people felt that it was the solution is given, it is never still the solution. The perfect example that I will show, the two examples, North and South Sudan. One of them, they were given the division, they were separated, and matters are not still solved in that place up to today. Rwanda, they decided to drop their weapons, make peace, and unite. Rwanda is one of the most flourishing African countries today. That is history. Those are facts. Humanity, for some reason, we are deciding not to learn from that. Well, it's okay.
Anyhow.
There's nothing we can do, I guess.
Yeah, anyhow. But yeah, we are just all talking based on where we stand, our point of view, how we observe it, how we've been impacted by it, what we think is the right solution. We are all talking from these points of view. So yeah, I think but there's one thing we can all agree about: this thing is fucking annoying.
It's more annoying. We need another word.
Yeah,
we need another word for it. Annoying it's man.
This whole scenario is fucking
their lives. Annoying is
yeah. Is we don't like it. The feeling it gives everybody involved is unpleasant. That's why we all can agree about it. So let's because we can talk about this thing forever, because people have been talking about it for 6 to 7 years and they are still talking about it till today. So yeah, that's just all. We just wanted to not that because I know I instigated the topic because of what I observed, and I felt like there was some sort of double standard in it, and PR's using it for advantage. And the thing I was annoyed were those guys using it to promote their songs. That's one of the things that even instigate and push this kind of reaction. One of the things I say, yo Neto, born to be stupid, what's up?
Hey, Boston, I've been watching you so much.
Yeah, I don't know where you've been.
My God, that always gave me so much joy. I beg, Boston, stupid, don't leave us like that. I beg.
Yeah.
I miss you so much.
Yeah, so yeah, let's jump into Biggie. You guys saw the game they played where Patience was put on a stool in the middle of the living room and told Fish. They said who is going to ask her out, and the house captain said Fish. You guys saw that game and how it played out. If you guys in the comment section saw it, you guys should tell me what you think about it. I for one, I went to WhatsApp and just tell Fish I bought that mission.
Why?
I bought that mission.
Why? Liby, love and hate are like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel that you hate somebody when you truly love the person. Sometimes you feel that you love the person when you hate. Like, it's like this. They're very interchangeable. So I will not be surprised if Fish and Patience end up being like some lovebirds and stuff. I'll be like, oh, okay. Well,
if they become that way, I would just think that's the story the house have decided, like the Biggie showrunners have decided to play it out, because they already know most guys are speculating the aim of them bringing Fish into the house and how they want to let him out. So if they get into that stage where they are trying to force romance on them or try to make them get into that romantic space, we'll just know, okay, these guys know if they try to take one person out, it will be disadvantageous for the show, because everybody has already read it and everybody is already waiting to see if that's what they'll do. So I just believe this thing is a ploy, it's a cop out. Everything happening in that house, that thing is like, we all see like some parts of the house is scripted and orchestrated by the showrunners, because they don't display everything happening in the house. They just, that thing is supposed to be live streaming 24/7. But they don't stream like 24/7.
Mm.
They live stream when they have an event or when they have some sort of scenario going on in the house that they feel
Mm,
like they want to
it's not
display.
like every time I go on YouTube, it's always live, and sometimes I just lying down on the bed and just looking up at the sky. Sometimes I even sleeping. It's still live. Um,
That's how Biggie is supposed to be, right? If you've been following the one
mm-hmm,
for Nigeria, you'll notice that's how it is. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Want to be stupid? Say what? Arms, arms, arms. Is he talking about the war? Yeah, I think he's talking about the war. That NATO Auguste DJ, how far? Okay, you guys are having a family meeting. Okay, now family meeting time.
Right. Highly
DJ, how
important.
far? DJ
Mm-hmm.
say same with me. I don't know, DJ. What do you mean same with me? Is it something I said, something it has said, or something somebody in the group said? Okay, concerning Biggie, I
Mm-hmm.
think that. Say concerning Biggie, I think that was to help them feel comfortable in the house.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the way the game played out, and I like the way Fish played it out. And at the end of the game, Fish and Patience were having a great time. They were laughing with each other. Like I saw them smiling with each other. I think for the first time, man. In an honest way, I felt kind of pissed off.
Why? Why?
I just wanted to keep the same energy. I felt kind of pissed off, and I went and wrote
Energy
Fish.
changes all the time.
I went and told Fish, abort that mission. I hope that thing ends just with a game. If I hear that you're trying to pursue something personal or serious with that girl, I'll be annoyed.
What's what's your problem? It's not personal life. Like, what's your problem? You have to say
No,
this
that's not personal.
is
It's a
personal
reality
life.
show. You're selling the government. If you do that, then you're selling the government.
Honestly, if he does that, he's showing his capacity to forgive.
Yes, forgive. We
Patience
all
is showing her
understand
capacity
forgiving.
to
But when you
forgive.
forgive,
All of them, yeah.
yeah, you can forgive and move on. You don't forgive and snuggle up, or you don't forgive
What?
and
What are you talking about?
and
Like,
boot up.
you can forgive and move on. You can forgive and move on. You can forgive good up. You can forgive, be friends. You can forgive and do whatever you want to do.
No,
There's no set rules.
Fish. Let me tell
There's
you,
no set rules.
this is what I want you to know, Fish. If you forgive and boo up, just know you've unintentionally forfeited the money, the prize money of that Biggie to Patience.
Why?
Am I wrong?
Because people vote for her. I don't think so.
I think so. Like,
I think okay.
yeah, I think when it gets to the situation, or when it gets to a scenario where the Fish may need to stay or leave, if they get booed up, automatically the man wants to be the man.
So he'll give up his place for her.
Of course, he will.
Honestly, I think. Wait, when the people vote for you, do you have that possibility of saving somebody and giving somebody a vote?
They voted Fish for the house captain and he turned it down.
He turned it down and gave it to
I
Patience.
no gave it to the another girl. I don't know her name. I wanted to say the chubby girl, but I think outrage culture will chase me if I say that. Though I've already said it, but yeah.
You have said it. You
I don't
thought
feel
it.
I don't feel bad saying all those things though, because they're all the truth.
I don't know. Like I don't even feel chubby is a bad word. I remember my niece when she was born, she was so chubby, and it was like an enduring thing to say. Like chubby. It's a good thing, I think.
Yeah,
It's not a
so
bad thing.
yeah. So I said it, and sometimes I don't think that's even the worst word I've ever said or the worst adjective I've given somebody. But
Yeah.
sometimes I say them because I can take it too. I can take jokes, so I make, because I feel like when I say things, I just try to be as fair as possible. Like say it as it is. Because if somebody tells me as it is, I will say, okay, yeah, yeah, I felt it, yeah, touche. but I can see where you come from. That's how I take it. So DJ Jab said for the fact that the show is not streaming 24/7, it makes me feel it makes me feel like it's directed. Almost the same thing I've said. You know.
Yeah, most reality shows are directed.
Yeah.
Most reality TV shows are not reality. They are an exaggerated.
That's why.
form of reality.
That's why you have producers, screenwriters, DOPs, directors, and all. What do you think those guys are actually doing there? What do you think these guys are doing? The reality mass. All those things are scripted. Yeah, all these things
Yep.
are scripted. Like DJ Jab said, it makes me feel somehow, and I was not happy with the game. That game that they wanted Fish to ask Patience out, that he wasn't happy with the game. Listen, when I wasn't happy with the game, but I enjoyed the game. I will not sit here and be a hypocrite and say I did not enjoy the way Fish played it out. I enjoyed it. Though I was laughing with it, but I was laughing but angry at the same time. That why did you make this girl laugh? Why do you make this girl? She's happy with you. You guys are having a great time, a good moment.
Telling me you have bought that Fish case until like we are angry. Fish, we are still angry. How dare you make like we are not?
Yeah, come on. And to be very honest, at the end of that game, I saw her like loosen up to Fish, and I wasn't.
Like no, I mean for me it's a movie. It's just like I'm just watching with detachment. Like he wants to blow up. He wants to get outraged. I don't really care. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing now. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it now.
Fish.
Anyhow you want to go.
Fish said, for inside the house, so now two things be involved, either eviction or I charge you, and me I know what me eviction. That's what he was telling her. Why asking her out? Me I don't over high. Not so between we two. Whether now we'll agree who the high. I like the way he played it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I like
that two interesting personalities. I feel like if those two are not there, the show will be like yeah. They need to keep them there, and one of them has to win. And I feel my votes, not that my votes go to Fish, but I think Fish will win.
Everybody know Fish will win. That's why I'm saying if they body these two up, if they boo these two up, Patience will win.
Honestly, we are thinking that Fish will be willing to give up his.
Not like willing to give up.
Why? Like.
If they boo these two up, Patience will win.
Because he will give up his place for her.
Partially, yeah. The next one is don't worry.
No worry.
Yeah, it's a hot thing. But if these two bodied up, like Patience will win this thing, because I believe these guys don't want. The showrunners don't want Fish to win this thing. Yeah.
Fish has to win for the government. He has to.
I'm a prime minister of a government. Now why that? Now that's what I'm thinking of shit personal. Prime minister of a government. Yes.
Now I understand. I was wondering. I was like, what's happening? Why is this boy taking this serious? Now I understand. You have told me this thing about this.
That's why I think all these things personal. And I'm like, hey, you guys should, Yeah, so that's it. And this week too, let me see what happened again this week. My birthday, the outrage, Fish asking Patience out.
Oh, you saw the thing for Phil Bill where
where CY talked about how Cameroon artists don't deserve support because of this kid that they needed to. Okay, wait. NATO posted something that Facebook has censored it, and they're asking me to let the comment go through. Okay, say, okay, just Bamenda is fucked, man. Okay, Bamenda is okay. Okay, just Bamenda the fuck man up. family help me, or university don't
Right.
reject my witty master's application. So what are we supposed to do now? I don't know. Let me display the comment. Yeah, there it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like challenges are in all levels in
in
this
all
country.
angles.
All
Like
at all levels.
we all
Yeah.
are human. We
Challenges.
face all these things.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
face them. Even I
Yeah.
sitting here, I have my own things that I face and I deal with. Okay, if you've noticed, the lagging has stopped between the my
Oh yeah.
voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rendering is over. Yeah, the rendering has finished.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
Awesome sauce.
and we are about to round up because it's an hour.
Oh, it's already an hour.
Yep.
Okay.
Unless the family
Yeah.
want us to keep
Did
going.
you
DJ Job said.
did you see?
DJ Job said, even if they date, I would not still vote for shares.
You will not vote. You will not vote the first lady of the Goofman government.
Ah!
Really, DJ Jabs, really? Is that what you're saying? So you don't
Even if
vote
they
first
date, I would not
lady?
still vote for
I
shares.
beg.
DJ Job, I dare with you.
You're not serious.
The Prime
Yes, you're
Minister
not
stand for that
serious.
statement.
Prime Minister, you have to support the first lady. You
Ta,
cannot do that.
first square. Okay, you
You
wanted
don't
to say
approve of the
something.
first lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about this Phil Beat, his Phil Bill. I would say Phil Beat. I don't know why. Anyway, so he said, take your hypocrisy elsewhere, not with me, please. Been helping and assisting this industry since day one. Even your A-list artists who used to be upcoming can testify. I always work with the base that's from nothing to something. I connect with all, be it upcoming or A-list. Some of these anglophone hypocritical citizens never disappoint. Let love lead. So he received some backlash because this little girl, is it how do you call her? Is it Njoti? Let me pronounce her name right. Njatu Sonita. So
Yeah.
she is good. She has a good voice. So she has this video online, and he sees the video and he says, I'm in a terrible state of mind right now. But after listening to Jatu Sonita, someone tell her to call me. Her voice is from the ancestors, and I wholesomely connect to #root. So she sang a song basically in relation to what happened yesterday. So yeah, so that was what he was saying, like call me. And then when he said that, he received some backlash for that. Like basically, I feel like people were saying stuff like, now he's willing to work with her because she's getting some traffic, and before that, like, will he help her if she wasn't getting those traffic or
Even
whatever? Yeah.
even if he wants to work with her because she's getting that traffic now, I don't blame him though, because there are so many people who do covers and videos almost every day, and these guys don't share it. For them to actually take an initiative to work with somebody, it means somebody else have actually that person is either pulling some sort of traffic, or somebody who holds a lot of weight or can actually sway people's attention is actually co-signing that girl. To be very honest, that girl's video, this, like, most of these guys, like celebrities or artists, started talking about that girl after CY talked about her. So I don't blame guys for talking to Phil Beast, voicing that opinion or that narrative, taking it that way. I don't blame guys seeing it that way, because I still think these guys are working with that girl because CY actually voiced it out. Because after CY did that, I saw the impression, I saw the rate at which the thing was being shared, it changed. Okay, I think she's frozen. We may have to end it here today. Okay, so yeah, let me just be rounding up before she comes back, then maybe we bounce, right? Yeah, so yeah, if she's back, she'll give me a sign. Okay, so yeah, that was the episode of today. I thank you guys for tuning in, everybody who tuned in. I thank you guys for tuning in and watching us and showing your support and having this conversation, because the only person who took part in the serious part of this conversation was DJ Jabs. He was there right from the beginning, and we talked about the crisis. DJ Jabs, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, give your own point of view on this crisis thing. And this is a topic so many people pussy out of, like people slide out of. So if you're watching us right now, please like this video, okay? Just click a like. It won't cost you anything. It won't take you much time. So just like the video right now. Now that I'm talking about it, like the video, okay? Or you like the video, if you want to share it, you share it. If you don't, still fine by me, but just like the video. So thank everybody who tuned in. Let me do roll call for today. DJ Jabs na hit boy because he took part in most of the conversation, okay? DJ Jabs shout out. Later August, na second man that enter class. Born to be stupid. I think those are the three guys who are here today, okay? So thank you guys for tuning in, because Eta and I wanted to have a real conversation, a mano a mano, like one-on-one, man-to-man, though she's a lady, but yeah, boss lady. So we wanted to talk. Yeah. We wanted to talk, and voice our opinions on all these things, and even the fish scenario and all these things. So thank everybody who tuning. Eta, do you want to take us out, or should we just give them 5 more minutes?
Right, I wanted to talk about something, but
no, you can. This conversation is not
Okay.
over until all of us are like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I want to talk about the Daphne thing. You saw
yeah.
Daphne has been chosen as one of the coaches. No, one of the, what's the word? Is it coach? No, it's not coach.
No, judges.
Judges. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the word. It's one of the judges. Yes, for the Voice Africa Kids. I recently did this video of Daphne before the spotlight, and doing it, I had to do a lot of research of Daphne. I went down memory lane, and her having this opportunity and all the things that have happened to her, it just shows how far she has come. Like, she has come a very long way. Even her style of dressing, you see her pictures when she got into the industry, even the style, everything is different. And her success has just climbed over and over again. And I remember during an interview, she was asked, what advice would she have for upcoming artists? So she was saying, like, a lot of upcoming artists get into the industry and want to blow. Like, they are chasing the song that will make them blow at that moment. They want to have hit that big thing, and they want to compare themselves to any artist. And they don't know that it's 10 years of work, 10 years of behind the scenes, 5 years of behind the scenes. So it just for me, I just felt like, okay, this girl has come a very long way, and it has been a lot of underground work which has gotten her here. So it's just like all the upcoming artists, they just chill, take it slow, and one day
You gonna be superstar.
we'll be hailing you for for your successes too, for all the awards and the Grammy that people like to talk about.
Yeah, that
We'll hail
every
you for that
Cameroonian
too.
artist, upcoming artist, even somebody who hasn't released a single, who just his aim is the Grammy in Cameroon. So yeah, yeah, I saw that. I think Charlotte Dupanda is the voice of something. A judge also in. I think it's the voice of.
I think it's a very thing, but Daphne is for kids. The Voice Africa Kids. Then I think Charlotte Wanda is the Voice Africa. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
The Voice
Congratulations.
Francophone Africa, actually.
Okay, for kids.
And okay, I just want to say something too. When Cameroonians were included in Francophone Africa, and like Daphne is from the English-speaking part of Cameroon, she's included in Francophone Africa, we are happy, we are cool. We're forgetting that Nigerians are never included in Francophone Africa. When we're excluded from, it means like we want it all.
No. Nigerians can't, because listen, based on the public's point of view of Cameroon, our language is French. Do you know that? So even if Nigerians are not included in French Africa because they know Nigeria's official language is English. So French Africa, even if Nigerians are not included, it's obvious that that thing was made for French Africa, Gabon, Congo, Guinea, all this French Africa, Senegal, all this Morocco, all this French speaking country. It's obvious. Cameroon, It's when they do something for, okay, now Daphne is from the English part of Cameroon and she has been
Mm-hmm.
picked up. Like even when MTV does
For
that thing, they always go
francophone, yeah,
Cameroon as
francophone show.
French. You see, they nominate somebody like Jovi, somebody like Ekosi. They say French.
All
You know,
Anglophones.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those guys are Anglophones. We know that, but the outside, like the rest of the world, know Cameroon is a French-speaking country because the
Yeah.
English is part of Cameroon is dominant. Like to the outside world, we are dominant. Like they don't, we barely exist. But Nigerians know. Some Nigerians know. I cannot say
Yeah.
every Nigerian, but some Nigerians know Cameroonians speak English. But the rest
But
of
I don't
Africa
think
is
it's that we
oblivious.
barely exist.
No.
I don't think it's that we barely exist. I think it's that our English, because look at most of the people who are popping in the international scene are
Yep.
English speaking
What language do they
Cameroonian
sing in?
actors.
What
But
language do
that
they
is what
use?
that is what I wanted to say.
Exactly.
That it is because these people sing but in French. So and if there are French songs that pop,
Do you know why?
that is why. But they are actually English speaking people.
Yeah. Do you know why
Even
though?
Blanche Bailey, born and raised in Kumba. No,
Do
she
you
was
know
not
why?
raised in Cuba. She left Cuba. Yeah,
Do you know why there are those French songs that blow up or pop?
because majority of Cameroon is French.
Yeah, and the most of the outlets and most of the guys who have the networking to push those songs are francophones. So they push
Yeah.
those songs and those songs easily go international, and they are the French speaking songs that go international.
Yeah, but my point was when we are nominated for Francophone Africa and stuff, we don't ever get a lot of complaints. Like you don't get a lot of people complaining about it. But when
Gazi
we're
Rex, what's
excluded
up?
in Anglophone Africa?
Yeah.
When we're excluded in Anglophone Africa, then you get the complaint. And I'm like, but these other people are excluded in Anglophone Africa.
Because
Francophone
they
Africa.
don't speak.
You must have one.
No,
So I'm just saying
you're
that,
not supposed to
I'm
have
saying
one.
that,
Okay, in the
I'm
world,
saying
right?
that, yeah. Mhm.
Parts of the world where French, like let's just say France, okay? France has
Mm-hmm.
something like a summit or something that requires French-speaking countries or French-speaking representatives of something. Canada always go because Canada is recognized for having French side. When it has to do with something English that has to do with the UN, USA, or anything, Canada also go because they know Canada has two languages. Why can't that apply to Cameroon?
Okay, but I think when it comes to conferences, it comes to
Awards, even
diplomatic kind of
awards.
thing,
You have Canada,
I'm
French-speaking
talking about-
Canadians.
I'm talking about when it comes to conferences and workshops and stuff. Cameroon is represented both in, like most times they acknowledge the fact that Cameroon is English and French speaking.
Yep.
Most times, not most times, well, majority of the time, I don't know. Yeah, but sometimes it's ignored or whatever. But you get that acknowledgement there of bilingual stuff. Yeah. But in the artistic world where it is mostly consumer based and it's mostly consumer reaction, that's the way people push products, that's the way people invite people for show, the way consumers react to those people.
Yeah.
Majority of the people vibing to your song are from the French speaking part of Africa. So if people have to pick you for anything, it has to be from the French speaking because majority of the people, what you even sing is in French. Consumers who relate to your songs are French speaking. So I understand why an award show would choose you for French speaking because your songs are actually French speaking. Your art which we are nominating you for is French. So why would we nominate you for English when you're singing in French? Why?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, IKGX, what's up? Gazi Rex, what's up? That makes sense if you put it that way. But also, why should Cameroonians be angry when they don't get nominated for? The problem is, even English songs, like even Jovi's songs, some of Jovi's songs that were in English got nominated for MTV the year he was nominated, but he was nominated under Franco, the French Africa. The song was done in Pidgin, English and Pidgin. I've forgotten, was it? I've forgotten the title of the song. But it was mostly in Pidgin and English. So, like I said, the rest of the world know Cameroon does. Cameroon's official language is French. They don't think we are bilingual.
But
Even
anyway,
here, even here, somebody
I'm
asked. I
like,
told somebody I was from Cameroon, and when I speak English, they say, "No, tu peux parler en français." I say, "Where I come from, we speak English."
why?
Because they thought
Why do you have to speak
I'm
in
trying
French?
to speak appease them or speak their language or try to fit in.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, my answer would be, why do you have to speak in French? I'm more comfortable speaking in English. Why are you forcing me to speak in a foreign language? Like, why? Yeah, anyway, it's just some of the reality that we have to bear, I guess.
Gazi Rex say, I think Cameroon and Canada both belong in La Francophonie and Commonwealth.
Yeah, in those diplomatic workshop forums, UN Cameroon is recognized in that way. It's just in other unofficial settings and stuff, you don't get that recognition. Which anyway, I'm not talk much about that, but I get it. In a way, I get it. Yeah,
Right.
You have French songs popping from Canada. You have English songs popping from Canada, but most of the songs that pop from Cameroon are mostly
Yeah,
French.
because Celine Dion sings both. She has songs in French and she has songs in English. You know, she's even from the French side of Canada, Celine Dion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's from the French side.
That's impressive. Okay.
1 minute. Okay. I think we can call it a day here because I don't know why that girl has put up that volume. You can get the volume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go and tell her to bring it down.
Okay, I think there are only 2 countries that belong to both La Francophonie and Commonwealth. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's...
So yeah, family. Let's see. Let me see. I think they are the only 2 countries that belong to it. Yeah, I think so. Because I think that's the only 2 countries, Cameroon and Canada, speak English and French as official languages. Yeah, you can have countries like Puerto Rico that have Spanish and English. You can have countries like Morocco that has French and Arabic. You know, you have which country again? Very few countries have 2 languages. I think Lithuania has something like 4 languages: Russian, English, French, and Japanese, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I saw that thing somewhere. Okay, IHKJX is saying other people can see us as being bilingual if we don't even assume it or carry it ourselves.
Fact.
Yeah, it's a fact because most of the things that are exported out of Cameroon are exported as French. You know, so
the popping things. The most famous song to date from Cameroon, Kolela Petit, was totally in French.
Totally in French. The second one was Calais, French. The third one was La Sauce, French.
So what do we expect?
The fourth one was Bolo C'est Bolo, French. Sarso comme Sarso,
and
French.
These are all English. Okay, except with the exception of Franco.
Yeah.
The rest, these are English-speaking people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Let's making the French pop.
Okay, because let's go with the biggest songs, the virality of the songs. Okay. And the reach of the songs based on, let me just say, my experience over here, and I've asked guys, let me just say, from Congo or other countries, okay, the most popular Cameroon songs. The first one, let's just say Kolela Petit, right? It's in French. The second one is Daphne Calais. No, it's La Sauce by Renice. It's still French. The third one, Daphne Calais, it's still French. The other one, this guy said, okay, Sasso comme Sasso. Okay, that one is French, but from a francophone, actually from a francophone. So the next one is the next one is Bolo se Bolo Kosi French. Yeah. The next one is Balancé by it's still Kosi, right? Featuring Tenor. Still French. And most of these guys are Anglophones.
Kosi's most recent song, which was a viral hit, Kali song, French.
Yeah, French.
We can keep going.
Most of them are French. So I think the only ones that we've had that, let's just say, bridge the international scenes that were in English, you have English. We have a little bit of.
Was it really English totally?
Yeah, it was English. I had a little bit of French sprinkled in it.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I go marry you. Okay.
Yeah, it was pidgin sprinkled with a bit of French in it. Okay, let's go. Le Bang Bang. That one was pure.
It was French, right?
No. Baby girl, I go give you
money.
Give you something, you go give me police. Hey, le bang bang.
Yeah, English.
Yeah. I think Magasco is the only guy that has done it internationally with a song that is purely English. Who else have done it from Cameroon? I mean, from Cameroon. Who else?
I think Tizi Panchak has not yet gotten that wide kind of international recognition, but he has gotten to an extent, and he's doing it in English too.
Yeah. You see, so who else that's had that explosive? Because let's see, Jovi has had it so many times. Don't forget, not go international. It's Epuikwa that went international. Epuikwa, don't forget, made him blow up in Cameroon. But Epuikwa and Cash. I don't think Cash went international.
I don't know.
Bastard, Bastard and Epuikwa, those were the two that went international. Yeah, because I saw a call in Brazzaville that Bastard ripped the crowd like a stadium. Bastard was ripping, and Bastard is in English, right?
Bastard, fine God, is that Bastard?
My backside not there. When that's why I love. When they did talk, motor boy no fit walk. If the motor boy no fit chop, on the ground. It was in pidgin. Yeah, and Epuikwa was French. Mon père pour Epuikwa, Washi ora Epuikwa. Like I think the hook was in French. The verses were in English. I think the same thing with Bastard. No, Bastard was pure English. Bastard. So I think
Bastard kwa koko insa bangas.
Yeah, those are the two.
Sorry.
Ule Bang Bang and Bastard. Those two songs. Those are the two pure English songs that I've ripped internationally. Yeah.
Right.
In the comment section, do you guys know any that I've ripped through? Okay, DJ Jab said, I think Gazira said, most
people I meet in Cameroon is just French country. I want,
Same here. Yeah, it's same here. And they want me to speak in like that English French accent, like the way Francis Ngannou speaks. That's the way they expect to hear me talk. Yeah.
Come on, force me.
Yeah. So let me see. DJ Jab said, boss. DJ Jab said something right above. There's a boss lady and Dolo you, boss lady. Okay, and una two go to Georgia one for family court.
Right.
Una two go to Georgia one for family court.
We start our own fish and patience here.
Yes. But president of government, you wanna see how I vex how we fish chat patience now. DJ Jabs, the boss lady to stand and start vex with. I know only push and some via Garea or crack gravel so try inside. I'm just playing. Okay, so say boss lady.
The laws that
Is it there's laws that hear this stuff? I think there was a time in Cameroon. I think there was a time Cameroon was registered under French system international for a long time. For a long while, Cameroon films were not on Netflix. That's not even the case because there are Senegal films on Netflix, I think. Even if it was in French, I don't see any reason why it's not supposed to be on Netflix. Because this is the rule of Netflix. Before you submit a movie for Netflix, okay, if you're not a French-speaking, an English-speaking country, your movie needs to be dubbed, or your movie needs to be dubbed. Yeah, dubbed means in another language. You have to do the audio in another language, like in English. If the movie is in Korean, like most guys are talking about Squid Game, that movie was done by Korea, I think, or Japan. One of those guys. Yeah, Money Heist was done by Spanish, but it's in English. Most people love it because it was dubbed in English. So yeah, before you submit a movie for Netflix, they have a sheet that they give you. They have so many criteria on it. You have to dub the movie in 4 different languages, and you have to do all these things. Unless your audience is English speaking audience, because most of their audience, I think most Netflix movies, they want to do it in English for them to reach a wider audience. So yeah. Then DJ Jabs again said, "Boss lady, I would love to go on a date with you. My man, you shoot your shot now openly, my man. When they do another while not
Seriously. Oh, reality.
when I want to do fish and pigeons for life. DJ Jab, where you at? You're in I think
I'm not a person, no.
yeah, I think you're in Korea. I think you go on that date out, Toma, yeah.
Zoom dates.
Toma, yeah. Okay, so
Get direct. I think it's a strategy for them to reach a wider audience. That's my thought. Yeah, I think if you're talking about singing in French, definitely it's to reach the wider audience, which is the French-speaking part of Cameroon. Then you go to the other French countries and stuff.
Like Belgium,
but
France,
I'm just saying that if that's the choice we make, to go that French direction, then we should not complain when we are recognized for going the French direction.
No. These guys go that route because they don't have a choice. Most of the machines that push out of Cameroon are French machines. Most of the machines that have existed from the beginning of the industry or culture or media in Cameroon that can actually infiltrate international spaces are the French machines. So if you need to get into those rooms or get your product into those spaces, you need to appease the gods. That's the French.
Okay.
Because majority of the population was in French. So for now, that's why we are trying now to build our own machine, the English machine. Yes, and that's what I am trying to do, build our own machine. That we are not focusing on hits. We don't focus because the French machine you can easily, let me not say easily because it's never easy, but the probability is high for you to have a hit. If that's your aim, if you keep chasing it, if you're in a favorable position to get it, you can get a hit, but in the English side it's very difficult. So the kind of machine I'm building in the English side is don't chase the hit, chase the finance, chase the stability. When you achieve all those things, the hit will come. That's how most artists in the Western world do it. They chase the financial stability and they monetize their likeness, their celebrity. They monetize it to be comfortable and their core fans actually mess around and give them a hit. Because maybe a way the song hit, they decided to tell a friend that this song, they just start sharing it and they get a hit. That's even for me the logical and the best way, and it guarantees longevity and sustainability of the career. That's why most artists in Cameroon stumble to where they are. They don't have that's why they don't feel comfortable taking that initiative of organizing their careers in their hands. There are very few guys who actually have a grasp of it. That's why I call Malox. Like Malox have a grasp of it. Yeah, Malox is one of the few guys who actually works his machine from step 1 to where he is right now. He don't need TV, radio, and the rest. Jovi also did it. Jovi is at the sustainable stage, but at the point where everybody expects him to be at, he's not there. But he's sustainable. Yeah, I think that Rex said, I think the strategy is okay. The next thing say, I think they mostly do French. I think they mostly do it in French in order to reach out to the wider audience.
Yeah, I've already read that.
Like their own strategy.
So
Okay.
you will never see a francophone artist embracing the Anglo-Saxon method. They will never make that extra effort that we have given them majority talent by losing ourselves in the process. And truthfully, with this configuration, even though they kind of blow, they still never really blow to the proportions that they could. It is more a restricted success in that method. Our music industry is just a reflection on the country's inequality. It's a logical follow-up. Big up to you guys and take care.
No, this Loco. Loco is a francophone, but most of his songs, 80% of his songs are in English, and he has French sprinkled in them. Have you guys noticed that?
Loco is somebody who I don't consider francophone.
Why?
I think he's a francophone who has been in an English speaking region, or he's a francophone who went to English schools. Like, he's a francophone who is good in English.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about francophones, I'm talking about the Malocs, I'm talking about the Coco Ajante, the
Tell me a
the
Cameroon artist. Tell me.
TPE,
Yeah.
those are the people.
No, but it doesn't still
mean those are French.
If you can use the same analogy and say Daphne, Kosi, and those guys are Anglophones that do French songs in French that blow up in French, I think the same thing needs to apply to Loco, because Loco is the same. They are Anglophones who can express themselves in French, and Loco is a Francophone who can express himself in English.
Now, for me, the difference is you talk to an artist who doesn't know French.
Yeah.
There are some English-speaking artists who sing in French. They do not know French.
Yeah.
They actually go and meet songwriters, write them songs in French. I think there was one interview where Daphne said some of her, okay, yes. When I was studying about her song, this Juice Calaga, My Lover, and Calais.
Yeah, they were written with Salatiel.
Salatiel.
Yeah, yes. No. Most of them.
Anglophone artists actually go and look for people to write them lyrics in French because they cannot write it. That is how far we are willing to go. They go and pay people, write me French, ma sing them.
What about Mimi?
They cannot do it.
What about Mimi that Magasco wrote a song for her?
Wrote a song for her in what language?
No, like I said, the thing goes both ways.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, honestly, the truth is, right, Francophones in Cameroon don't see the need to know English.
Of course.
And I understand why. Because to get the good jobs in Cameroon, to make the networks in Cameroon, is French. It is not too much network you can make in English. The money is in Douala Yaoundé. There is no much benefit that you have from learning the English. The only Francophones who start making the effort to know the English is those who are thinking of going to school in America, do some international things. That's when they start seeing the need. But if you're a Francophone with just Cameroon as your limit, then you really don't see the need to learn English. And I think that very mentality has translated to our music world.
Yeah. So IKG also said something in the comment section. He said, with this configuration, even though they kind of blow, they still never really blow to the proportion that they could. If they did it in English, IK? Say
it's more of a restricted success in that method.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I think like we'll never know, because there's no example of somebody who has blown from Cameroon just by singing English and never having some kind of explosive blowing of international fame and stuff. So we'll never really know that. For me, I think that's just speculations.
Yeah, it is.
But just saying maybe it might not be. Like, you never really know. Our music industry is just a reflection of the country's. That's just it. Yeah, it's just.
Okay.
I think the inequality flood sounds or everything. I have not heard a French camel artist who sings in English, and Loco is more of Anglo. Yeah, I feel like Loco. If I've not dug into his biography, but I think either he went to an English school or he stayed in an English zone for a while. There are some francophones like that they are kind of Anglophones in a way because they have been in English places for a really long time. And there are some Anglophones too who are like that. So it's just
Numerica. Like Numerica went to CPC Bali. Loco went to but Numerica is French. Like he still embraces the French. When he speaks English, you know that's a francophone. That is actually even in school. Like he was always like these French kids who are in the English school. Like when you see them, you just know that okay, this is a French guy.
Yeah. Yep. I've not heard of a French camel artist who sings in English. Okay, I've already read that.
But yeah, Loco. He said, and Loco is more of anglophone. No, Loco is francophone. Like I thought. Look, listen. To be honest, you just said this thing now. When I had an interview with him, I told him I thought he went to an English school. He said no. He grew up in.
He learned English.
Yeah, he learned English in school. Like they had English in school, and based on movies he watched and influences. But his influences, like R. Kelly, his music, he used to do covers with his piano. Like his influences were English influences. It's not like he went. I told him that I thought he went to English school. That's what influences English. He said no. And I think he went to Boya, him and IVO, the guy who used to produce for Malox. IVO Chobondo, yeah. He said they went to Boya. IVO was a rapper back then, and I think we had some stories like that. So he told me some sort of his backstory, and yeah. That interview was full of gems, like exclusives that the thing just crashed and died. I was so fucking annoyed.
That was something.
Yeah, so many exclusives.
Yeah. How long have we been going?
1 hour 40 something minute. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So, boss lady, you said it all. Okay, what point is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe it's about the francophones not needing to learn English.
Yeah, they are not interested. Yeah. That they don't see any need to learn English or sing in English and all that. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, like the video again. If you're watching us or if you made it up to this point, you haven't yet liked the video, and then je ne sais pas ce qui te dérange. I don't know what your problem is. Let me use the Frenchman's. I know that everybody here speaks English, almost everybody. So let me Cameroonize myself a bit, because Cameroonizing means you go the French way, you know. When you feel like it's profitable and required, and that's often. So
yeah.
Say Magasco has done it, and if what? And if we have a good machinery to push English, push missionary songs, then push machinery what?
To push English songs.
To push English songs, we can do it. Oh, okay. That's what we are working on. I'm not working on a machine that will always push those hits. No, because chasing a hit can be frustrating at times. If you chase sustainability, when you chase sustainability, you have the comfort to work on a hit or to get a hit if it comes.
Yeah.
So thank everybody who tuned in today. I think we'll call it a day today. Yeah, I already gave my closing remarks an hour ago, so I think it'll take us out today.
Yeah, so like you said, thank you very much everybody who tuned in, and towards the end we had more people, because I know you're calling certain names, but towards the end we have Gezi Rex who came,
Mm.
IKG's official. And yeah, so thank you for dropping the gems and the good point, which even made us talk some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you guys very much. And I feel like the first topic we should address was very important that we address it.
Mm.
It was something which it affects us all. It's something which, as somebody with a human conscience, as your humanity is intact,
Mm.
definitely you should feel that, and definitely it's worth talking about, and it's worth drawing attention to the root of the problem. Yeah,
Mm.
because as usual we just address things shallow, but we don't really get to the root. It was a courageous move, personally, for myself, actually talking about some of these things, because we hear the repercussions each day. But yeah, we
Yeah.
all pray for the best, and we pray for healing for our country. Like I said, honestly, for me, I cannot, if I can complain, I can say this is wrong, but if somebody asks me what's the solution, I don't know. And a lot of people don't know. We all do not know. So we just hope that the solution is found. I don't know where the solution is coming from. It's just something we all hope for, a divine intervention or something happening, because yeah, that's it. But thank you guys for tuning in, and Fish and Patience, I wish you guys all the best.
Ta.
If things happen, we shall be there to celebrate with you guys.
No,
Yeah.
Mio.
I will highly accept Patience as a Goofman First Lady. It's cool. So
As what?
anyway, so the Goofman First Lady.
No,
Goofman
not the
First
government
Lady.
first lady. She's not even part of the government. How will we accept her as from where?
She's a First Lady if she